Hey there YouTube, this is now a deck profile of another dragon deck, moving towards Disaster, moving away from Hopeless. Sorry about the noise. Quick couple of mentions. Say hi to my mate Pewsley, the Spectrum, Thunderwolf 89, just felt like saying that for some reason. Also, annotations are fun, aren't they? Move on to the deck. This is Divine Disaster, so if you don't know what that is, I'll explain it later. I'm trying to do this quickly. Let's go then. 3 obvious, 3 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons. They're all do. 2 Red Eyes Wyverns. I find 2 is enough. I won't go on about what they do. They're obvious combos. Here's the Divine Disaster. 3 Vandalgian, the Dark Dragon Lord. Summon it after a counter trap resolves. I won't explain everything it does because it's really complicated, but it's really good. Trigger effect that cannot miss the timing. Yeah, all you have to do is declare you want to summon it. I won't go on about that too much. Vandalgian is level 8, so that means you've got to use a trading engine. I use, personal favourite of mine, 2 Felgrand Dragon and 2 Leviton as my other trading target. These are great. Leviton special summoned, equip Felgrand Dragon to it. If Leviton is sent by a card effect, by your opponent's card effect, sorry, with Felgrand Dragon equipped, then Felgrand Dragon is special summoned from the graveyard. It can be special summoned from the graveyard because it was sent there from the field as an equipped card to Leviton. And select a monster in your graveyard, preferably a Red Eyes, which would make it turn it into a 4,800 attack monster. Fun. One sort of slight tech Vice Dragon. I like Vice Dragon. It's good for dropping Red Eyes without normal summoning. Dark Armed, because there's graveyard control and dark monsters everywhere. 2 Mirage Dragon. This is so much fun. Your opponent cannot play traps during the battle, cannot activate traps during the battle phase. Not negates them, your opponent cannot activate them. This is so much fun. You can just sit there and sit there with your Mirage Dragon on the field, just keep poking them for 1600. And I actually did play an entire game like that, just locking my opponent down with all the counter traps. And he showed me his back row afterwards. He had 2 Deep Prisons and Mirror Force face down. Yeah, Mirage Dragon wins games. 2 Delta Flyers, just a generic Dragon tuner, great, works as a level 3 or level 4 tuner essentially. And 2 Effect Veilers, just because Effect Veiler is Effect Veiler. And I love Effect Veiler. Before I had Solemn Warnings, it would slow the game down just enough for me to actually take part in it. So that was good fun. Spells now. Future Fusion. Future Fusion is just Future Fusion. Nothing more needs to be said. Reborn as a kind of staple. 2 Wingbeat of Giant Dragon. Bounce a level 5 or higher dragon, destroy all spell and traps on the field. Not good after you've set up, brilliant before you've set up. First turn it's fantastic, otherwise you just side them out and make your opponent afraid of them. And of course, you draw power, 3 trade-ins, speed you through the deck, get you to all the cards you want, and 1 Allure of Darkness. Which would be great if that comes back to 2, but this is not a ban list discussion. Now onto the traps. This is a really important bit. First off, you've got 2 Deep Prisons and a Mirror Force for battle phase control. And then we get onto the counter traps, and the counter traps are where it gets really fun, because this is basically, obviously your opponent can't stop you except with another counter trap. 2 Dark Bribe for spells and traps. 2 Divine Wrath. I should mention there are in fact 9 counter traps in this deck. Most decks usually run 3, the Solemn Brigade. Thanks to Pewsley again for that name, the Solemn Brigade, don't know where he got it. 2 Seven Tools, and said Solemn Brigade. Solemn Judgment and 2 Solemn Warning. So much fun with counter traps, because obviously your opponent is very unlikely to stop you. They've got their Solemn and their Solemn Warnings, that's probably it. Probably all you have to worry about. This is actually going quite quickly, that's brilliant. Extra deck is just fairly standard. You've got Catasta, Bryanak, Iron Chain, Ancient Fairy, Dragon Wing, Black Rose, 2 Stardusts, Dark End, Thought Ruler, 2 Scrap Dragon because he's really useful at the moment, Trident Dragon for the OTK, Shooting Star Dragon because reborning an opponent's Formula Synchron is pro, and a 5-headed dragon as Future Fusion target, which is just turbos your deck completely into overdrive. I'll just go through the side deck really quickly. I won't explain too many of the choices, they should be obvious. 3 Counter Dragos, just for the obvious hate on light and dark decks, especially things like Fabled and Agents at the moment, because Agents are really annoying, especially at my locals. 2 Prime Material Dragon, just for sort of protection if I'm against something that uses lots of monster destruction, like a Machina Gadgets for instance. 1 Burial, just because Burial recycles your Wyverns. I actually side 2 Bottomlesses, a Burst Breath, and a 3rd Deprison, just for a little bit of extra control. Starlight Road, because I hate Hyunlei, X-Saber Hyunlei that much. 2 Trap Stun, I hardly ever side these in, but they're good if you're against another trap heavy deck. And 2 Black Horn of Heaven, because it's like an extra solemn warning. It's not quite as good, still stops Synchros, Contact Fusions, Cyber Dragons, you name it. So, that's the deck. Tell me what you think about it below. And go check out Pewsley, Spectrum and Thunderwolf's channels, because they're cool. Thanks.